Welcome to Red VTV, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season. I was late then. Forgot.
Nearly.
Kevin, we are under a week, and you know what under a week means, don't you?
It's less than 7 days.
It's 6 days. And it can only mean one thing, Kev. It can only mean one thing.
It is time for our number 6. It's time for the new captain. It's time for Jonny Lomax. And Jonny is sponsored by LPL Building Services.
LPL Building Services are a building services company based up in Billings, St Helens, or Billings, Wigan, depending on where you sit on that debate. Over 20 years in the industry for all your building service needs. If you've got a website or a Twitter account, get in touch because I couldn't find it.
Yeah, fair
but
enough.
Kevin, they are on checkertrade.com. And with over 20 years in the industry, I am sure they've been obviously a successful business. So give them a call and see what they can do to help.
Yeah, good stuff.
Kevin, Jonny Lomax, Twitter mate of Kev Pender.
I am now unblocked. It has happened.
That's all we needed, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. See you later.
Listen, there isn't an awful lot for us to say about Jonny that we haven't said when we announced his captaincy and we did the show on that at the Red VTV special, which I'll link to in the box below. But all-round leader. He told a story the other week about how he got told he was the captain. It was over in Cyprus, in I think it was the Lance Corporal's office, the Lance Corporal's mess, where not many people get invited to, even soldiers in the army. It's a very special place to go. And the Jonny Lomax was in there, and Paul Wellens and the Corporal did a big speech about leadership. And that's where Paul Wellens announced Jonny as the captain of the club. Jonny, quite emotional, as you would be after being at this great club for so long. And it just shows what it means to him, doesn't it, to be able to lead us. He's probably the greatest thinker that we've got at the club.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know there was a lot of chat on who it could be, but I think there was only one choice, one logical choice of who should have been captain, and that was Jonny. Just the experience he's got, as you say, the thought processes that he has, the way that he leads us around a pitch. With all due respect to the other lads who we've mentioned as potential captain material, his 2 vice captains who've been named, the lads who've been around for a while, so like Tommy Makinson, Mark Percival, Alex Walmsley, people like that. With all due respect to them, I think they would probably say that Jonny is the right man as well. And it's a great accolade for him. Saints fan growing up, he's dreamed to play for the club, and what a career he's having for us as well.
Yeah, what a video, by the way, that the club used to announce his captaincy. Josh once again doing the business alongside Tom Maguire. It was a great 7 minutes just discussing how he came to be the way he is, and in terms of growing up, the injuries he sustained, how much the club means to him. It was quite emotional. I can imagine his family would have been quite emotional watching that as well as Jonny. Is obviously he's the shy and retiring type off the field. You get the impression, doesn't crave limelight, and lets himself do the talking on the pitch and get his message across there. But it was a really good video and a really good insight.
Yeah, I think you're right. He doesn't court the kind of be thrust into chatting to the media and all that. It's something that he's going to have to learn to do. I'll learn to do more anyway. I mean, there was a video that Sky put out, and we retweeted it as well, where he was showing how he was thinking as we were attacking. I think it was against Warrington. And it just shows how good he is on the park. As you say, that video, that is exactly what we want to see. That's what Saints are doing very well at the moment. They're giving us the insight into these star players. they're trying the best to market the players. Don't just market it as rugby league's the greatest sport in the world. Like you'll hear batted out. Show people why it is. Give people narratives. Give people reasons to watch. Jonny Lomax is one of them reasons to watch. You look at how he was, how he played last season, and he played with broken ribs. He broke his ribs halfway through the season. Another one, we mentioned Lewis Dodd yesterday getting injured and carrying on. Another one who has put himself last for quite a few seasons when he busted his bicep as well. And you see how he carries himself. And this is what we need as a sport to grow. If we're going to grow, we need them personalities. We need them people put into the fore. Saints are doing that brilliantly with Jonny.
Have we done the business in the off season to aid Jonny, aid Lewis Dodd, aid Jack Welsby by putting little chess pieces in around them? Obviously, you've got Joe Bax coming back to full fitness, who we missed massively last season. You've got Matt Whitley coming into the side, again, runs a great line. You've got Wonga Blake, bit of pace on the outside. These players are made for a Jonny Lomax line ball to put them through
like Darryl Clark. As you say, people like that, even if Tommy's coming off his wing and he sees an opportunity, or Mark Percival or Connie going through a gap like that, exactly. The little, I was actually watching back the highlights of the grand final against Leeds when Matty Lee scored in the first couple of minutes, and now Jonny took the line on, stood him up, and then just threw the ball to Matty Lees, and he goes over untouched. If we get that type of support, and God, like our playmakers need them runs and support, them options. If we get that, then as you say, these pieces that we've put into place, these willing runners, will absolutely make hay. They'll have a whale of a time. Then it's obviously finishing it, whether you need to go through another tackle or two, but you're 30, 40 metres down the field, then that might be a completely different conversation we have. But you're right, the likes of Jonny spotting a gap, either going through it or putting someone through it, with and not having the broken ribs and being used to the bicep now that he's had, obviously the injury on for a couple of years. It all looks good for us, doesn't it?
Yeah. Jonny Lomax is like a modern day Gary Kasparov.
Yes, very good.
One for the youngsters who won't get that one. Go look it up. Google it. One club man, Kev, last thing to say about him. He's got a deal that now takes him up until the end of 2026. You'll assume this is it till retirement for Jonny. There's no sign of him pulling on any other club's jersey. It seems a million miles ago since he had a testimonial.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And obviously, was it before Lewis? Possibly the year before Lewis, the year before we start getting involved with him, I think. Because I remember going to a couple of dudes, and if you manage to speak to Jonny, he is such a polite lad as well. He's such a good lad, like lovely to talk to, really easy to talk to, and yeah, what are we looking at? Like
2019,
19 was it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. But it feels longer. When was Lewis?
2020.
Was it?
We had Louis on, didn't we?
Yeah, we did have Louis on. I'm surprised we didn't have. Well, it might have been before the time we were doing them. But
here's a question for you, Kev. Who did we play in Jonny Lomax's testimonial?
Not a clue.
Hull FC.
Oh, wow. All right, okay.
But genuinely no memory of any
no,
of this.
Yeah, no. I remember his debut was Wakefield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember his debut.
It's the 15 years in between that, a bit of a blur.
Yeah, bit of a blur. Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna start calling you Joe Biden.
Thanks. I'll get Taylor Swift on my side and be the most popular one then. I think that's the first time Taylor Swift's ever been mentioned on Red Meat TV. We'll take.
I genuinely, I can't believe you've just brought Taylor Swift into it, Kevin. Really?
Yes.
Right. Is it over now?
Are these now Taylor Swift songs?
Yes, Kevin.
Okay. I only know one song.
I can see you. Look what you made me do.
Right, that's
Kev.
enough. Stop it with the puns.
No, I don't want to be anybody's anti-hero. So, are you ready for it, Kev?
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you soon.